What's going on, everybody? This is Jordan with Conquer Trading and Investing. We don't have any music this morning for whatever reason, but we're just going to get started here in a couple of minutes. All right, great to see you all this morning. I miss the music. I miss our intro. Artist.io is having some issues this morning. I tried on a couple of different browsers. It's not working. Nevertheless, here we are, ready to go. I do need to catch up a couple of seconds on everyone's comments here this morning. They're always important to me. That's why as soon as I get settled, I start putting them up as I'm reading them. It is a dollar story, huh? It is a dollar story. Good morning, Nick. Good morning, everybody. Heath, great to see everyone in here. Rex, riding the EuroCAD. Greg, good morning, everyone. All right, let's take a look at the markets here. Yeah, we do got gold bid. We got silver definitely bid. Ethereum leading the way. Bitcoin having a pretty good day, right? We're going to take a look at it all. The news. What's blah, 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 blah. Tesla is doing an at-the-market offering today. They announced an at-the-market offering today. From my understanding, it's the first one ever really being done. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how the price of Tesla, which I believe is up pre-market by a lot, we'll see how it reacts. Tesla is proving to be the new normal over here, as after the stock split, it continues to rocket. It's going to be back up towards its pre-stock split price soon, huh? I say that with jest. Zoom had some Zoom. I heard last night in after hours was really going parabolic. We'll take a look at all that at the opening because it's interesting to watch. Everyone continues to call the top of the market, but we're going to let the market prove itself to us before we even think about looking to the downside, because right now this is beautiful. There was a chart that I showed in the past a few times from Sentiment Trader on Twitter, and we did an overlay of the Nasdaq. I have to find that. I wish I could find that. I want to bring that up. I really think that we have a lot of potential further upside. I know it doesn't make sense. And why do I say it doesn't make sense? I mean, everyone's looking at future price earnings. You know, I think this is where Warren, as a value investor, has kind of gone wrong, because the market, for whatever reason right now, it's concerned with growth. It's concerned with growth more than it is earnings. Yeah, the new normal. But the market is concerned with growth, and that's what it is. And you have to pay attention to what it is, right? That's all that matters at the end of the day. That's why we look at the charts and we follow the charts. I cannot understand why anyone stayed a dollar bull after the break of this channel over here, but they did, and they stick to their guns. And not only that, they're waiting for some type of like big up move like this. Well, this was the dollar spike. It happened, right? Here we are today. Let's continue to stay in front of it and make sure we stay in front of the markets. I think that this is one of, we called that, Thomas, didn't we? I think this is one of the most important. I lost my train of thought there. Either which way, let's keep going, everyone. This time period right now, this time period through Labor Day over here is so crucial. It's so important. This is training camp right now. Right? The team that works the hardest produces the best results. We're all going to be there to crush it in September. Let's continue. This market has been fantastic all summer. All year has been phenomenal. Let's continue. Zoom is zooming. So right. Well, what's different, right? What's different between the dot-com bubble and this bubble? Well, for one, this one's just getting started. We just went through the crisis. What did the Fed do? They expanded their balance sheet by $4 trillion. Did they do that in the dot-com bubble? No. What did they do in during the 2008 crisis? What did they do? All right. Well, they expanded their balance sheet by, sit down as you hear this number, $850 billion. Whoa. Yeah. So this time is different, right? Does that mean that the markets are going to go up forever? Well, maybe if it's Venezuela. I don't think that's happening here in the U.S. But right now, the markets still are going up, right? And instead of trying to pick the top, because everyone that's been trying to pick the top for the last few months is wrecked, stop doing that. Just follow what's going on in the charts. It doesn't have to make sense. When you get into a bubble, price action is the fundamentals. Follow price action. Did the Fed buy stocks? That's a great point. Right? Did the Fed own 23,000 securities? No, right? So, as the market crashes, guaranteed, we'll be the first ones there to pick it up. Pick it up. Our value stocks buys right now with inflation picking up. Value stocks, I think, what's the buy? Gold, Bitcoin, right? Let's take it up. All right, everyone. What's Square doing? Well, I'm going to wait till the market opens over here because I'm looking at pre-market delayed data. All right, there you go. There's the pre-market. Wow. I don't know why I didn't pick up Square during the crisis. That's because why everyone was feeling it. Copper, strength or weakness. We'll take a look at it all. Fed just put money into collateral accounts. Commercial banks are tightening. Yeah, there's a lot of people on Twitter. Trying their best to back up their own narrative. But that's all it is. And they're wrong. They're on the wrong side of the trade, and they've been on the wrong side of the trade. Watch out for that, right? Whatever they want you to believe, if you don't think that we're in an inflationary environment, you're missing what's going on. What are your housing costs, right? How much are you paying for healthcare? How much are you paying for food? All right. I don't follow the gold miners. You know, if you're trading the miners, you have to know what you're doing. It's not my thing. They are highly volatile. I cannot speak about anything that I can't add to the conversation. And there are people who that's their expertise. I'm not one of them. Yeah, my bet would be on Parker. As long as Parker's running the operation, I'm game. Yeah, this is important. Listen, everyone. So I'm in no rush, by the way. I'm in no rush. I'm here to take my time and together make our way through all of this, right? As we always do. When we talk about the elections in the next couple of months, everyone here needs to just be completely detached. It's not an emotional discussion. We're here simply to be able to profit from the markets. We only care what's happening and how it affects us. Plain and simple. But the worry for the election is that at the end of election night, there'll be no type of winner. And that would be very bad for the markets. So the markets are not going to wait to election night. If the race is actually tight going into election night, yeah, of course, watch out. There could be a pullback on the equity markets because the markets don't like uncertainty. And if this becomes a court battle, the markets are not going to like that. The markets are not going to like that at all. At the end of the day, it'll be a buying opportunity. Thank you for smashing that like button. Anyone here this morning, and we have 550 of us, please do go ahead, smash that like button. All right. Let's check out what's going on. Let's get going over here. We're going to start, but just good morning, everyone. We have, by the way, on the calendar this morning, We do have ISM manufacturing PMI. Expectations are pretty much what the previous month were. We'll see. You know what? Sometimes the market kind of just needs an excuse to react. So let's watch what the number is, and then let's see what the dollar does. That's what we're interested in right now. Obviously, we're making that next leg down. That was our base case. That's where we were leaning, and it's happening. God love you. I'm so sorry that you're wounded. The market's looking for that next leg down. Blip, blip, blip. You guys are going to bear with me until I figure my brain out. That's the resistance that we're looking at right now. You could see the breakdown over here came into that support, came up, and we are resuming down right now, right? That's the line in the sand. And then to make it easy, right? As long as we're below this trend line over here, our super, super bearish case remains. There's nothing to look out or to change right now. All right. Is it time to take profit on gold and silver? That's a great lead in, Timothy. Let's start over there. Right. That's the thing about a market. You got traders on both sides at all times. So we're going to start with silver. Here's our take profit area of silver. That X marks the spot, right? The X marks the spot. So we're getting close. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Now, does that mean that silver cannot go higher and take out the 29.50 resistance and go make new yearly highs? Oh, no, absolutely not. In this case, though, I do think it's more prudent to take profit into it, and then if you break above it, and then flip that into support as you resume out, get in. That's a high probability trade. All right. So we're coming close to the take profit area over here right now on silver. What about so what mark are we on right now? Let me see, because everyone's gonna come in. What's going on with gold? What's going on silver? We're about at the 12-minute mark, 12.5-minute mark. All right. Mental note. What about gold? Gold, we saw yesterday after it came back, tested this broken resistance as support, resuming up right now. Not too much in the way right now, right? Not too much in the way right now. I think it's still got some room to go over here. I have resistance in here at 2050. That's what I marked at resistance. Why didn't I mark it at the all-time high over here at 2069? Well, I was just focusing in on over here where we came into some resistance and right over there. So I think this is part where the market's speaking to me a little bit more right over here. And that's the area that I'm focusing on. So gold, in my opinion, it's pretty safe over here. Looks good, and continuing to hold. I think as we get up towards, I'm looking more. Well, anyway, let's not get there yet. Yeah, you got it. It's important. So we got the dollar. We got by the way, ISM coming up 45 minutes from now. We got gold and silver. Let's take a look at Bitcoin before we get into the equity markets and Ethereum. Because yesterday during the live stream, we said it looked like Ethereum was trying to push and trying to lead the rest of the crypto markets higher. Here you could see today it's up 8%, actually breaking out to a new swing high and leading the market higher. This is absolutely beautiful. I have my resistance over here at 500. Is that the correct level, right? Let's just look at a couple of different spots over here. Some people might have it a little bit below, right? Right around 480, right? Some people might have it higher over here at 550. It's okay. We'll see what happens. Gene sent over this beautiful chart this morning. I really liked it. Take a look at it. Look what he did over here. He went ahead and used this prime trend line over here, connecting this area to that little bit of support again. Here you could see it played as resistance, and then again as support. He then cloned it, and then look what's happening over here. This is a nice guide. I really like the work that Gene did over here a lot. So, and you could see everyone's familiar with our Bitcoin chart. It looks very similar. And this is a great guide over here. So on a pullback, right? On a pullback, this trend line over here should now come in as support, right? That would be very healthy. Now, of course, the horizontal support at 436 is more important, That might be moved up a little bit right now to right over here. I don't know what level that is, price level, but that market's probably going to pay attention a little bit higher if we come back down there right now. So it'll be interesting to see, Gene, if you could get another cloned line in over here to give us some type of resistance. So we have not only the horizontal resistance, but the trend line above as well. Nice work. Yeah. Yeah, Gene's into conquering the markets. When can we expect the first pullback for Bitcoin? Well, we're not even close to it right now, by the way. So we're not close to it right now. We'll take a look at that. That's a great lead question as well right now. There you go. There's Gene showing up. I liked it. I liked it. Trading snacks. I love it. One of my closest friends as a channel head snacks. All right. So what are we looking at for Bitcoin? Just a side note, I'm going to be doing as soon as my brain is mentally sharp, because it'll probably be the most important video of the next year that we put out. And it's going to be how to best ride the wave, ride the bull market during the bull market phase of Bitcoin over here, how to look for those 30% pullbacks, whether or not you should be holding all the way through and adding at the pullbacks, or trying to trade through and then add back in, and giving the pros and cons of each and giving a guide for each. And just by the way, on the record, right over here, that's a 40% pullback. When I say 30% pullback of the 1, 2, 3, call it 7, 30% pullbacks, 6 of them were 30% pullbacks. 1 was a 40% pullback. All right. I've also been spending a lot of my time trying to figure out how to best exit during the peak over there. And yes, I do have a gem to pull out of the quiver as we get close. So I'm going to try to get myself and everyone out as close to the top of this bull market as possible. No need to pick the very top. Thanks. Appreciate that. Yesterday I had to really struggle through it, and I'm glad to be feeling it a little bit more today. No. The course is absolutely open, and you are absolutely welcome to join. And right now, before we start going in September, is a fantastic time. We'd love to have you with us. Jordan, if you don't mind me asking, what is your return for so far this year? It's irrelevant. I'm not even going to go there, because I want people to be focused in on their goals, right? And their goals and my goals are different. If I could get you making, right, 12 to 36%, it's an enormous win. And that's where I want you to focus in on the goals of the course, right? This is the first goal, right? Turning the quarter to profitability. Then over here, consistently profitable. 1% return on average for 3 months in a row, right? And then over here, boom, this is the ultimate goal, right? And that's where I want you to focus. I don't want you to focus on my returns. Is it still? Oh, by the way, that's a great question. So I'm going to keep going over here. You guys have the perfect leads today, right? So who's the start? Was it who was Wayne Gretzky's wingman? Or actually, it was anyway. Let's not go there right now. In this video, I do want to talk very much about whether or not it's still a good time to buy Bitcoin and when is a good time to Bitcoin. I'm not going to do that right now. We're going to look at some upside resistance right now. But right now, right? So let's just keep this simple for everyone here today. This is when we started the bull market, when we broke out of this resistance line over here. So right over there, we started the bull market, right? Now, over here, we're making our first consolidation after our first leg up. Price is only at $12,000. If we're looking to target above $100,000, my target's $140,000. That does not mean we're going to trade higher. I just want to hit my goal, right? So 12,000, 13,000, 16,000 Bitcoin, that's all cheap. That's all cheap, all right? It's once we get really, once you get above 30,000 Bitcoin, maybe then I will have stopped accumulating myself by then. All right. I'm already fully positioned as is. Still will now is a fantastic time, in my opinion, to buy Bitcoin, to keep it really simple for y'all so we could keep going forward, because we got some forward momentum progress today. If you do not buy Bitcoin now, we are looking for the first pullback as we I think as we hit 14,000, right? Probably we're going to pull back, and maybe we pull back somewhere around into this area over here. Actually, this resistance that we're making right now. It'll probably be between 12,000 and 12,500, right? So that's going to be another opportunity. But you hear right now, probably somewhere around in this area over here, in that supply over here, we're going to hit probably the first 30%. Because I'm not going to do the math right now, but if someone has it, what's 17,000 minus 30%? I imagine it's going to be right here as well, right around there. Those are all opportunities. Whether you wait for the first 30% pullback to get in, whether you get in right now, or whether you come back in after we hit 14,000 and maybe pull back to here, those are all fantastic opportunities. Just think higher time preference of where we're looking to go. Yeah, isn't that true? Isn't that true that Link seems to behave? I would love a correlation chart between Linked and Bitcoin because they do seem to make moves at different points. But no, I would not add gold today. If you're talking about you're looking to accumulate physical gold, in my opinion, sure, of course. If you're looking to accumulate physical gold, which means that you're not really looking to sell it anytime soon. But if you're looking to trade gold, absolutely not. You have to be preemptive of the moves. You do not chase price. Diamond, are you in here? Catching up here. Keeping the flow. All right, so Reza, my opinion is this. All right, here's my opinion on what's going. You're talking about the DeFi, no? Right? Right, and all this farming not business. Listen, so altcoins are highly speculative, right? Whether you're talking about Ethereum, right, or you're talking about Chainlink, these are highly speculative investments. You all know that from the amount of money that I allocated towards it, and you all know it from even if someone was in their mid-20s or early 30s, how much they should allocate, which would be more. But it is highly speculative. DeFi is way more than highly speculative. They're just trying to figure this all out. I think there's an enormous future for DeFi. I really do, right? But it's in its infancy stages, right? And right now you have it's so let's say complicated right now, and I'm not familiar with it at all. But you have what is it, Uniswap right now, which is like the main exchange, call it, right? Forgive me if I'm off of my terminology, but I'm not on my overall understanding here. So you have Uniswap over here, and now you have Sushi has just been introduced to the mix. And basically what Sushi is doing is taking all the power away from venture capitalists, putting it towards basically the devs who have more knowledge and inside understanding than those that are getting involved. And they're thinking of maybe making their own new exchange with this token. So whoever holds this token is getting the rewards. But then it's going to, the incentives are going to go somewhere else from there, and you're going to keep moving. Unless you have inside knowledge of what's going on, you're behind either 1 step, 2 steps, or 7 steps. And you're going to get caught holding the bag. It's highly speculative. It's a form of gambling, right? So unless you know what you're doing, stay away. Stay away completely, right? You definitely have a much higher chance of success focusing on altcoins, right? Trying to play them out through the whole bull market cycle. There's going to be amazing gains, right? And or the safest one is Bitcoin with really, really low leverage. Those are my thoughts, Reza, on that. No, we don't ever chase price. We don't ever chase price. You wait. I'm just on the Rangers, but when he was on that's true, on Edmonton also. Sorry about that. Yari Curry, right? Good morning. What's going on, Hong Kong? Is Hong Kong getting, by the way, the what's it called? What did Obama win for peace? The Hong Kongers though. XRP could rip. XRP could rip. Unquestionably, XRP could rip. Right? It rips in your face. But at the end of the day, it's a scam. The Nobel Peace Prize. I hope the Hong Kongers get the Nobel Peace Prize. All right. Let's keep looking over here. So I need to find, it's my, does anyone know what Grayscale? Yeah. Because this is an enormous premium. Do not buy the Grayscale Ethereum. Do not buy it. Buy Ethereum. If you want Ethereum. Dave, good to see you this morning. Buy Ethereum. The chart by Sentiment Trader that we looked at, we did an overlay of the Nasdaq, right? And we talked about how this area over here, when we were over here, you remember everyone was like, oh, we've come so high. I said, we're just getting started. And I did the overlay between Sentiment Trader. We had that red dot right over here. And then we came back. It was, I want to find it on the chart. Thanks for having your patience with me this morning as I play in the sandbox. I need to find it. I think it was, I don't know exactly where it is. It might have been here. I don't know. It lined up exactly. If anyone remembers that video, please let me know. All right. Sweden, what's going on? All right, let's take a look. We have, by the way, it's 2 minutes to the U.S. equity markets open. I'm going to have fun looking at Zoom. We're going to have fun looking at Tesla. Right now, I heard Square is up this morning. Right now, I want to see, we have a half hour to ISM numbers. Right now, I want to see what's going on here. We took a look at Bitcoin. Ethereum is humming, right? Everyone's got a pretty good awareness. That means I could take a deep breath and really dig to what's going in on FX. Yeah, Joe, we did a video looking at how to make an altcoin portfolio, what percentage of your overall portfolio it should be. Altcoins, and it makes sense, I believe, owning whether you own, the top 20, the top 70, they're going to outperform Bitcoin. But however, you add a little bit of leverage to Bitcoin, and that's what do you want to own at the end of the day? What's the least? Everyone, it seems that investing in altcoins is doing it in order to be able to accumulate more Bitcoin. 10,400. No. So that's a good question. Let's talk about it. I'm going to just try to follow the flow here. So is it possible, right? Is it possible that we come in and at any time on Bitcoin, right, expect you could have a 30% drawdown, right? So a 30% drawdown from the high over here. That brings us, I don't think we'd go down to even 30% because this trend line, I believe, would hold. Is it possible we come down and trade towards 9,000? Yes, of course it is. It is entirely possible we trade towards 9,000. Now, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to make another leg up over here. Now, I could be wrong. I'm prepared for a breakdown to 9,000, right? Could happen. Could we test 10,400 again? We already did once. I'm going to show you that right here. We already did once right there. That's when, as soon as we broke 10,400, I moved that line up to here to 10,584. And then we came back in about a week later and actually tested it. We've already tested that. So I don't know. Is it anything? It's possible, but it's not probable. It's possible, but it's not probable. How much weaker do we think the dollar would get? Well, I don't really. I mean, Bitcoin's different. We kind of have a roadmap where we're using math and we can predict what's happening. I'm not trying to predict anything when it comes to the dollar. I'm just follow what's happening. But right now, we're looking at the next target over here, right? We're looking right around 90.84. And then after that, 88.40. Those are the next two support levels ahead of me. That's all I'm focused in on. We'll watch what happens if we get over here and how price reacts, right? Is it possible we could go lower than that? Of course, right? Is it possible that we pull back from here and come up into some resistance, right? And then go ahead and trade lower? Of course. We're just going to follow what's going on in front of us and stay on the right side of the market. Thank you for that. Thanks for smashing that like button. I do appreciate that very much. It's a nice mix. It's a nice mix. All right. Thank you, Tam. This is like, I can't wait. I can't wait until 14, 15 months from now as we position ourselves out. How many people following this channel are going to be really, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful feeling. I really, really like to see that. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Yeah, let's get into FX right now. I'm just trying to keep my situational awareness over here. So the dollar, we're right now, everyone focused in on the dollar, right? And you don't really need to be. We already did our work there. Right now, I just want everyone to know that what matters is after 10 o'clock. After the ISM, let's watch what the dollar does, okay? Right now, it's just complete noise. Don't even worry about it, right? Dollar off on the day. Gold up. Silver up. Bitcoin up. Let's get into FX a little bit. See what's going on. Oh my goodness. Zoom is up 30%. Wow. Look at this. This is beautiful, by the way. Right? This is beautiful. By the way, breakout, retest, resumption. Look at this consolidation we put in over here before making the next leg up. As you made the next leg up, look at that. Retest, resumption. Now, stocks are not as neat, right? They're not as neat because of all the gaps to trade as FX. If you want to make money, trade FX, right? But look at this. This is just beautiful technical analysis, right? Everyone could see exactly what we wait and look for all day long. Beautiful to see. It's a huge gap. It's a huge gap. All right, let's go. Where am I looking for? Euro US dollar. So the euro made it above the resistance yesterday. You could see as the DXY, by the way, is putting in that next leg down or starting it. Now, as we came above this resistance, right? What do you look for if you're looking to get long? Now I'm holding my position that I re-entered in, somewhere in this area down over here as we resumed off of this. If you want to continue to add, right? The next place to add now is after a test of this resistance. And then it's confirmed and you resume up. Euro US dollar continues to look very strong. Again, there's no signs of this breaking down. On the contrary, this is uber bullish. I have a hard time understanding the people on the wrong side of these trades, and there are a lot of them. I have a really hard time. I struggle with people who that are very active, let's call it, on Twitter or on YouTube, and they're kind of leading people astray. I struggle with it, but here we are. So Euro US dollar looks extraordinarily healthy. I'm focused in on the ISM today, right? I'm focused in on the ISM. So we'll continue looking. I want to look at before we look at the rest of the euro pairs, I want to look at the dollar pairs. Also over here, this has now, a couple of things has happened. First of all, I stayed away from this because of the central bank activity, right? But this has been not only broken, but has been broken, retest, resumption off of it, and you're coming back down into that area. This is great because it gives another possibility of this support holds over here overnight. This actually becomes flagged now. If this holds over here and you resume off this tomorrow, during London, that's going to be an attractive entry here on the Australian dollar, US dollar. Now, let's like step back a little. That's a big resistance that it just flipped, or it's in the process here of flipping into support over here. It already has tested it as the broken resistance as support, and that's a big level over here. I would say the next big level is all the way up here, right, at 0.765. I'm going to put a resistance over there for my own benefit. Square also making new highs today, huh? All right, let's take a look at the rest of the dollar pairs over here. Let's look at the US dollar, Japanese yen. This is coming into an area of resistance over here. This is a downtrend, right? You're coming into now this area of resistance over here against the dollar. So this, again, this provides an opportunity to probably, if you get rejected over here and resume out of this, that provides an opportunity to pick up a short against the dollar. The question remains, and for me it's no, is if you're trading against a weak dollar, is the Japanese yen the pair that you want to do it with? And for me, absolutely not, because the Japanese yen has also been very, very weak against everything else. That's when you talk about trading strength versus weakness. You don't want to focus in on two weak pairs. It doesn't make any sense. Because also, if you look at this, this is really not gone. The range is pretty small ever since going back all the way to June. The range is very small here on the US dollar, Japanese yen, which means it's just not something that you want to focus your time and, more importantly, your capital on, right? US dollar, Canadian dollar. Oh, look at that. This is interesting. This is interesting. Let's pause a second. This trend line's a big deal over here, right? This trend line is a big deal over here. It's not only this trend line, it's this one also. So I guess to make my life simple, I'm just going to clone this and do that, right? So it's not only this trend line, it's also this one down here. If this one breaks, that would be very important. But here you are right now, all right? So this trend line over here, this is what started, the break of this trend line is what started this big move on the dollar. You could see it right now. That's what started the big move on the dollar. And we're coming back into it right now. If you look what's going on in the 8-hour, that's giving an entry right now, a long entry against the Canadian dollar. Do you see that? Does everyone see that? If you see it, hit a thumbs up. Just let me know. I want to make sure you all see that. Is that something that I want to take? Well, I'm not looking to go long on the dollar here, personally. I want to see, what I'm always looking for is I'm not looking to try to catch the very turn, right? What I'm looking for is to see the turn happen. I'm going to go back to the DXY for a second, right? If we see a reversal here happen, and for me to be proven like this is, we're seeing a reversal that could lead to a significant retrace. Could it be happening here this morning? Sure, right? But what I need to see is first this trend line break, and probably for us to break, I'm gonna say right around here at 93.37. That would at that point I would say, all right, now we're looking for an extended retrace of the dollar, and then we'll go ahead and we'll be looking at levels together. It's too soon for that. Right now, I'm looking as we're starting to make a leg down, right? Coming back up. Let's watch what happens at the ISM and see if we continue that resumption back down right now. Yeah. So just remember, everyone, there's a question on everyone's mind is also, a big question on everyone's mind is what happens if the U.S. equity markets do make a correction? And they're not making a correction right now. What happens if they make a correction? What happens if is that going to cause a flight into the dollar? And will that make gold and silver and Bitcoin come off? Well, I just want you to pay attention to one thing over here. Right now, the dollar is making yearly lows, right? And, Bitcoin is not. I mean, gold is not. Silver's backed a little bit. There's a correlation, but don't forget, right? I think personally, what the gold is more trading off than just the dollar is two things. It's trading off of the global negative interest rates, which continues to rise. We saw also corporate yields are now trading negative, and it's also trading off of the expansion of the Fed's balance sheet, which is also going to continue to rise. So listen, whether or not we see any type of correction, and that's not our base case yet, but at the point we do see a pullback in the dollar, that does not mean that gold, silver, and Bitcoin are going to trade off at all. And don't forget, Bitcoin's doing its own thing over here. I don't ever factor in volume to my analysis. I don't ever factor in volume to my analysis. And anyone that was, right, what has the volume been here on the equity markets? It's been really, 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 really low, right? How's that working out? All right. Let's keep going over here. We have, is it going to be a non-event? Let's see. All right, let's keep looking at FX because I want to just continue unfolding this treasure map over here. Let me jump over to the Euro Japanese yen. All right, and you can see that we are taking out this resistance over here. Now, this is important. When you come to a resistance or a support level, the break to be confirmed needs to be on the daily time frame, right? So this right now is not yet a break. It matters where it closes on the daily time frame. More importantly, the reason that we use not only the retest but the resumption up is to give us that higher probability of it being a successful trade. Playing breakouts or breakdowns is an extraordinarily low probability trade. Do not do that. Wait for the retest and the resumption. Which one will you have your money in? The rally? Well, I have it in all of those. I've been long here. It's been an amazing year on so many different assets, but including in the Euro US dollar. Everyone remember, I was so bearish. Looking for a breakdown here of this all important trend line over here on the euro over here. That's where I was looking. That's what I was hoping for. And it's so funny how much money I've been positioned long here, right? I've been positioned long here, and Zetos, I just completely responded directly to your question on that. All right, so let's keep going over here. Euro, your Japanese yen, you're coming up now into an area where it looks like we're perhaps breaking out above this resistance here today. And that's a big level. Look at that. Look at this was the area of support down over here. Again, support, resistance. Break above this level, that becomes very interesting. So tomorrow, that's something that will probably be red flagged. Let me just keep watching it. Because if we break back here, why I positioned out of my Euro Japanese yen trade, I would be happy to break in now above this important resistance level that we're coming up and testing. No, it's just a different feed, Gabe. So if you look at, I can look at Oanda really quick. We'll take a look at it. Did they change what's going on over here on TradingView? Yeah, so you're getting a retest right now, right? A resumption out overnight would be an entry for sure, right? You're getting the retest on your feed. Trade what's on your chart. Always trade what's on your chart. Everyone stay away. Everyone be very, 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 very... Anyway, you all know my feelings. I don't need to say it. That's your first and last warning. There's no spam in here. We don't have moderators because we don't have people that come in and do that. Right? And if you're here and enjoying this, go ahead and smash that like button. Thanks for being here today. all right, this looks interesting. Jason all over it, right? That is a nice pullback, and you're coming into a nice trend line over here, right? Coming into a nice trend line. Notice these two peaks over there, right? Notice these two peaks down over there and again over here. And again, that was then support over there. So anyone following this should also go ahead, clone this. Up. Look where that came into another nice area. You could see that there is resistance, but I'm not focused there right now. Oh, look at that. Support. That's interesting. But I'm going to put that right there, right? You can see that was right over here. This was resistance, and over here it's support. So watch that. If you're watching the pullback here on the Swiss franc, Japanese yen, this is a nice pullback. I see what looks like to me. Maybe this is not the right height over here. I'll check that in 1 second. Maybe it should be a little bit lower. But I see we're coming to the accumulation here of this little bit of a triangle pattern. Maybe we get a break above. But either which way, this is a nice place to be looking. A resumption off there. Lots of setups in FX this Tuesday. Lots of setups in FX. And although I had the mindset I'm not looking to take trades. See, that's why I said I have the peaks up there. Let me move that down. I suppose to right there is where I'll leave it. Should it be there? Nope. That's a tough one. That's not black and white. I'm keeping it lower. I'm keeping it lower on purpose. I'm going to tell you exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing. There's little things to pick up all the time. So here you go. You got resistance here, resistance there. And now this is why I'm moving in here, because right now the market is focused in right here and making that resistance. Now, I normally would definitely have mine up at least here, the bodies of these candles right here, and then you touched right there. And that's appropriate. It should still be there. Actually, I'm going to make two then. I'm going to make two little lines over here because the market is paying attention to both these areas. All right. So I'm sorry, I'm just getting myself psyched up and warmed up here as we're entering September, and don't mind me. What do I think is a good question? I wanted to take a look at it. What do I think of people who insist on trying to pick tops and bottoms for high risk to reward trades? So, really quick, it's a 2-part answer. It's a 3-part answer. The first part is, generally speaking, trying to pick tops and to pick bottoms is obviously, you all know, a huge gambling habit where you're going to lose all your money, right? Do not do that. Additionally, if you go ahead and you simply stop doing that, if you have a talk with yourself and you stop picking bottoms and you stop picking tops, and you decide that you're only going to buy off supports and uptrends and sell off resistance and downtrends, your performance is going to start improving drastically from where you're at, which you're starting kind of at the bottom. Now, the next part of that is if you were putting on an asymmetrical bet trying to pick bottoms, meaning you're either going to lose all your money or you have a high reward, well, that's a different animal and that's a different beast. That's not swing trading. That's not what we do here. And is that something that someone could do? Yeah, of course, right? You could, and it's probably a better way to invest than the way that most people go about trading the markets without a plan. And if you're just buying or selling something, that's not a trading plan, right? So if you just went ahead and made asymmetrical bets, if it's probably a better way. Now, the third thing is, if you're looking to make those type of bets, you have, obviously right now, during the Bitcoin, during the halving cycle, right? And placing a bet here about Bitcoin going to 0 or 100,000, that's a good bet. So, anyway. I got TradingView trying to take all my resources this morning. William, I'm using TradingView. It's tradingview.com. Yeah, I use the 8-hour time frame because it's the best time frame to trade. We make a living here trading FX, and it does happen to break down the day into 3 different sessions, which there are. There's the Asian the London and the New York session, right? More importantly, it gives you a better edge than trading off the daily, which is just too much of a range to trade off of. And it also, it takes away all those normal price fluctuations. People trading the 4 hour or the 1 hour, they're always getting whipped around. The 8 hour, it goes ahead and it filters out all of that noise and focuses more on signal. And as well as it gives you a high quality of life. You don't have to stare at the charts all day. So that's another thing. If you want to start, increasing your profitability, start focusing on the 8 hour. Clint, have a beautiful day. Let's keep going over here. We have the dollar coming back to try to retest this breakdown over here. It doesn't happen in one session, right? Meaning, as long as this is the breakdown over here, should it be a little bit higher? Like, that's just me making noise. See the two support over here? And then over there, that little bit of a retest. If, look, after the ISM print, maybe we continue to sell off and make lower lows in this session. Quite a possibility. Is it possible that during the rest of New York and or Asia into London, we come back up and take another look at this and then it holds and resume off? Yep. Don't. Stay with the trend. What about the Euro Japanese, which is the top of a descending channel since 1979? I don't know, Sam. I'm not focused in on that. I'm focused in on what's in front of me. If I pull back to the 3-day, I see I got some pretty big resistance right over here. It looks like we're breaking above. That's what I'm focused in on. Look at that big level over here. That's what that big level, right? So some people are looking at monthly charts. I don't trade off the monthly. I'm trading here off of the 8 hour, right? I'm a swing trader, and this is where I'm focused in on. I thought the ISM forecast was for 54. Let's look at the Euro Canadian dollar. A lot of people focused in on that. Heath providing some really good, Roman, inside the Conquering the Markets Telegram, providing some really good analysis and charts on that. Let's take a look together right now. All right, so as far as cup and handle, I'll look at that first, right? A lot of traders after this leg up, we're looking at this. Here's the saucer, right? And then you could see the handle that's being put in still, right? You could still see the handle being put in. Not only that, all right, that's there, Roman, right? Now I'm going to just go back down and just look at what I'm looking at this morning. A couple of things. This looks like a possibility of being a very extended bull flag. You can see this morning the breakout into the resistance, the retest, and now the resumption up. Now, because it was into resistance, I myself wouldn't take that. I myself would actually be looking for, right, a rejection. And I said of either this resistance or this resistance this morning, right? A rejection of those resistance. And I would be looking for that short over there. So you have Roman and anyone else looking at the Euro US dollar, you have multiple things going on. Anyone who's trading on the long side, I see it. It looks like maybe resuming out of the handle over here. That looks like this, just focusing on that one line over here. It looks like a breakout, a retest, and a resumption up. So I see that. So if someone went long, I would be like, yep, I see it. Good job. Especially if you're looking for that pattern over there. Now, where I'm focused or what I see going on over here is, well, first of all, the reason I don't even like it is we're just about 50% in the range over here. But so it could go either way. But a rejection over here, I see that. And then I would be targeting down over here. Now, if that does play out like that, so there's so many things going on over here. If that happened, if you were rejected here and came into here, do you still have a cup and handle going on? Possibly, right? Buying off that support. there's just so much going on over there that there's multiple ways to view it, and there's multiple ways to trade it, and they both happen to be to the long side and to the short side. Hey, thanks for being here today. Thank you for being that. That doesn't matter, Mark. That's all good. It's all good. So by the way, I only focus myself not only on high impact news events, but out of all of these, I only focused on what I to believe to be the highest impact. Right now, you could get a medium impact news event that has a big miss or a big hit, and that will affect the currency for sure. Right? Those are rare events; they don't happen too often. I myself, I only focus on the big events. The market's getting out of hand, or is it? Oh, Zoom's up 40% today, by the way. Oh my goodness. Wow. I sincerely applaud all those making money on this, and I'm so happy for them. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Rashad, I'm gonna try and give a little. I have to dig up. I tried looking yesterday. I couldn't find the chart that I'm looking for, but I'll try to give some perspective on that in this afternoon's video. I tried in yesterday's video, right? Whether people like it or not, I don't. I really don't care. You've heard it all before. Oh, this time's different. This time's different. Well, and then it's never different. Well, there is a big difference between what's going on today and what happened in 2008, and there's a big difference today what's going on today and what happened in 2000. So there are big differences. Okay, does that mean this is going to go on forever? No, but it's going on right now, and be on the right side of the market. Wow, that's amazing, right? Because we're looking at everyone doing distance learning right now. It makes a lot of sense. The bullet pattern. I love it. Mario, we don't ever try to pick tops. We don't ever try to pick bottoms. I have no idea about the airlines. I have no idea. Let's take a look at copper and palladium. The market does not mean the economy. Venezuela is the perfect roadmap of that. And I'm not saying that we are Venezuela or anything like it. There's palladium. By the way, this is when Kips, I know we were late to the party. Kips made a lot of money off the run up, right? Back in the real run up on palladium. Way ahead of the game. This is when we started saying, oh, this looks attractive right now, as we came into the support breaking out of that over here, right? Still a beautiful trade coming into this resistance right now, right? Is it a big, it's a nice level of resistance that Palladium's into right now. So if I were swing trading Palladium, I would be taking a piece off here right now. I would be taking a piece off of here. And then if it broke out over here, that's a big level. If we broke out, look at this. Let me just keep going over here because it's important to get everything. This is training camp right now. We're about to begin next week, full forward. Maybe we get a breakout. This will be the retest. If you get a resumption off of here, that's a place to add to a position. That's a place to add to a position on Palladium. Palladium looks awesome, continues to look awesome, but don't be buying today. You now need to wait to a break above this resistance, wait for the retest and the resumption off. This was the entry that we were all looking at down here. We are ahead of price. We don't chase after price. Copper also breaking out here to the upside. Looks good. Looks good, right? So what happens? I would move this up. I'm going to move this up a little bit. I think the market's going to focus right over here now on the retest, right? So looking for a retest now. You can see we're coming back off, a resumption off. 'Off. 'That's a signal here for copper. The metals are rising. 'Off. 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 Much better than expected. Let's look at the reaction of the dollar. And by the way, we saw, it was in yesterday's video, I showed some data print, a little bit better than expected, that we are in expansion territory, by the way. We have not seen any type of V-shaped recovery in the economy, but slowly the economy is starting to catch up to the markets, right? In meaning they are recovering. We are in expansion territory, right? Is that trend going to continue, right? Well, not just yet. We got, I said that it looked like the earliest we could return to growth was 2 years from now. A lot of people got triggered about that. That's impossible. That's not going to happen. That remain the earliest we could return to growth seems to be 2 years from now. And at that point, that's when we'll say maybe the precious metal bull markets is coming to an end. Rex, gold didn't, is that a sell-off on gold? Not in my book. That's not a sell-off in gold, in my opinion, whatsoever. Gold's up on the day. Listen, that's not the way I play the game, right? I'm not, little market fluctuations do not get me scared out of my positions whatsoever. So this is just actually a nice little pullback, and you're testing that little local resistance right here, right now. Now, this is the resistance, the last resistance that we tested and we're looking at. And as long as we hold above 1956, this is just super, super, super bullish over here, right? So that's what I'm looking at. All right. Kips, people are always looking for good suggestions on ETFs, and if you have them, please let us know. Let's take a look at New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. I'm just trying to see that trend line break that we had over here. I'm looking at this point over here and at this point over there, and I want to see if they line up together, and that's something that we should be focused in on or not together. A little bit. You see over here? Let me zoom in just to show you what I'm doing. Over here, this point, and then to a lesser extent, this point over here. Should that be our new support now? Oh, it was retested over here and then resuming off. Looks good, but I'm late to the party, so I can't get in on that. I have to wait. I'm late to that party, but that's a good one. The euro is crashing. Yeah, the euro is crashing right back into this local support over here. So again, I don't use, by the way, I don't use any of those type of terminology over here. The euro is super bullish over here. I laid out the plan earlier on the DXY that you should be looking for, right? And again, this is the important level. Move this up right there. That's the important level. Call it 92.50, and that needs to be retested. That needs to be retested. You need a break of this trend line, right? And you need to rise up probably above, right over here at 93.30. A break above 93.30, then you would say, all right, now we're putting in a retrace that we're going to be looking. And that retrace, we would only be looking for resistance to sell off of. So I'm not chasing that move. That's not a move to me. That's what I'm looking at over there. Let's take a look around. Let's look at what gold is doing, holding that little bit of local support so far. Do not get whipsawed around, people. Stay with the trends. Stay with the trends. Yeah. I'm just here to keep you all calm. I mean, I mean, there we go. There we go. There, Gabriel, the euro-US dollar is positive, not crashing, just a retrace. There was a huge bull flag. It broke out of, and now retracing to that. We're always looking for those breakouts, retests, and then the resumptions, the high probability trade. There's no. Listen, if you're trading in the markets, first of all, you have to have a couple of things. You cannot. There's no problem being wrong. There's a problem not admitting you're wrong. That's a problem. Do not get attached to any position. You have to be detached and just follow what's happening. Do not be emotional. If a small price fluctuation is getting you kind of like, raising your maybe your heartbeat and getting you a little bit, adrenaline coming in, you're trading way too big and you're never going to make it. So listen, if you're here, I'm so glad you're here. We're all here to learn, to thrive and prosper together. So it's all about lifting each other up. We're here to help. We're here to help. Pound is having a good day. Let's check out the pound because we haven't even looked at her. Here's the pound US dollar. Wow. I have to say, already came back in. Oh, I kind of missed these trades. There's nothing I could do but watch and observe until something sets up again. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the thing about the markets. They're always going to be here. They're always going to be here, and there's always opportunity. Here we go. What's going on the pound Japanese yen? Coming into a little bit area of resistance. Does everyone see that resistance over here? Oh, I had a line over there, actually. All right. Does anyone see that resistance we're into right now? Interesting. Right? You gotta love it. So that doesn't belong there. That's resistance up there. We're into that resistance right now. So what are we looking for? Well, if I was in the trade, I would be taking profit. I'm not in the trade, obviously. I'm looking where I could get myself into possible. This is looking very nice now, the pound. The pound Japanese yen. It's been a couple of weeks as I was away. I haven't really focused in on it, and now it's looking so nice. Got to wait for a further pullback. Whether it's into 140.88 or break above here, confirm that into resistance and get involved with it. But that's not happening anytime soon. I'm just an observer on the pound until I get a better opportunity. Euro, Swiss franc. I love trendline breaks like this, multi-year. This is not this 2-year trendline break. I love trendline breaks like that. I have a feeling the rest of 2020 is not going to disappoint. It's going to be a good one. What a year it's been too, right? 700 people in here. Everyone, thanks for being in here today. Please go ahead and if you're here and if you're new, welcome. Please do subscribe. Join us. Spend a little time. Learning it is what we do. Improving yourself, improving your results, improving. Yeah, it's messy. So it's messy. Yeah, and I'm more of like, I'm so conservative, right? I don't know what's going on at the end of the year here between the UK and the EU. I don't know if this is going to look messy or if this is going to look neat. I don't know how Paris are going to react. That's awesome. Welcome. Not only you will sincerely learn a lot more than a few things. So just have that posture of just wanting and being open to learn. This is a great place to be. A great place to be. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, that's not, but do not take that posture. You're not going to get it in a day. If you spend a week here, you'll know this is a home for you and the right place to be. People that spend their time in here, it drastically improves their clarity and performance on the markets. No question about that. All right. So what else? Do you use currency strength indicator? I do not. I do not. So it's a great question. I mean, it's covered in the course, but what I'm looking at is every day as you're doing your analysis, the human brain is a powerful instrument. The human brain is a powerful instrument, right? And every day as you're doing your analysis, your brain is taking into account, Japanese yen has been weak now. It's been weak for 2 weeks. It's been weak for 6 weeks. US dollar weak, right? Australian dollar's been strong, euro's been strong, pound's been strong. Your brain that's the best strength indicator there is. The single most important thing to do if you want to be successful as a trader is putting time into your analysis. Forget trading. You know when you trade, when something is so clear that you know it and then you take the trade. Okay? Do not ever go into a session, into a new day and put a trade on. You're going to lose money. That's reckless. That makes no sense. Do your analysis, spend the time doing the analysis, and then when something's clear, that's when you're taking the trade. So I don't know, Brandon. Go ahead and try this right now and tell me. I have the pro upgrade, but just go to the chart in the center of the chart and type 480 and tell me if that works. Yeah, welcome. I'm glad you're here with us. You honestly could not be in a better place. Yeah, gold's looking super, super, super bullish, right? Does that work if you hit 480 in the middle of the chart? Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Let me look on the 3-day for 1 second. That worked, Sam? All right, deeper view. This chart is a mess. That's all right. I haven't looked at this thing in a long time. All right, this chart is a mess. What's coming on over here? I'm trying to get a good read on it, fellas. So, yeah, this is resistance over here. Let me bring this down. All right, I'm looking at the supports over here. I'm looking at resistance, support, resistance, support. It's a level to watch. Here it was resistance. So that's a level to watch out for. What about, has the market made any support levels up higher, right? I'm looking here at all that resistance. And then over here, support, resistance. So the market's focused in. It's in no man's land right now. You're in no man's land right now. I continue to target the 2150 area, and then I'm interested to see whether we hold a break there. Watch what's happened on the US dollar, Canadian dollar, though, as those pairs are tightly correlated, and it is bouncing off of that trend line right over there. The little gray thumbs up. I 30% gain on Roku. Wow. By the way, Zoom continues to hold its gains. Everyone thinks Tesla's crashing, right? So anyway, what else we want to look at today? No, it's a great question, Roman. I tried taking a long look at the Japanese yen index, and no, I don't. It's a dollar story after all, but I don't do that, Roman. Good question. The brain is the best strength indicator. Interesting. It's a great investment anyway. I think it's $7 a month, and the benefit that the 8 hour is going to give you is absolutely worth it. There's a little bit of a hack around it. If it doesn't work, refresh the page and then type 480 fast to get into it. Yeah, we look. I wish I had timestamps. I wish that Google automatically gave us timestamps. We had a really good look at the Euro Canadian dollar, and it's offering so many different opportunities. I don't. Listen, I think it's best to go back on the pull back the red pattern, the red dot over there, until you see the Euro Canadian dollar chart and watch that part of the live stream. Watch my analysis on it because it's the best that I could do. I couldn't do as good a job right now. And that if you're interested in the Euro Canadian dollar, that's what you want to watch right there. That's what you want to watch right there. I feel like that mentally, it's been a lot easier than yesterday, which was very difficult. I think some of you noticed what was going on, but I feel like right now I'm running. I'm having trouble with. Anyway, let me just take a second here, and then we'll continue. Let me check in right now. After what we've had about almost 20 minutes passed since the news event, right? Everything looks pretty good and holding on to their gains and really holding on to their gains. The gold, by the way, gold looks good, right? All it did was come back and test this little local support so far. That's not even that little line over there. That's not really anything. It's just local support. It was resistance. Now it's local support. It's not a strong level. It's 1956 that is the bigger level over there. And as long as you're trading above that, it's very bullish. It's very bullish, right? Do not get caught up in whipsaws around news events. Maybe or maybe yet. I mean, Brandon, I don't want. It's too soon to tell. It's just too soon for me to tell or make a judgment, right? But, let's see what happens at the end. Like, let's legitimately see what happens at the end of New York, which is why I do the afternoon updates. Let's see what happens overnight. Because, I would not be surprised if one of two things happen. This could either retrace by the end of New York and be trading towards its lows again, or throughout New York and Asia and into London, it could come up and test this broken support right here right now, and let's see if that then resumes off of. That's incredibly bearish. Or if it breaks above, then we're like, all right, now this looks like it could potentially be a reversal on the dollar and a near-term reversal, meaning we're looking for now an extended gain, right? And then we have to clear 93.30. We start clearing 93.30. All right, then we have to watch what happens here for a reversal. This trend line will be an area you watch for reversal. And these two are not thick right now because we're not even close to it. But this is a big technical break, this trend line, with this horizontal support. So those areas right there we'd be watching as well. We'd be looking to sell all of those. We're in a downtrend. We're looking to sell resistance in a downtrend. But right now, we're not even looking for any type of prolonged retrace on the dollar yet. We just have our levels where we'll start looking for it. Right now, you look to sell off of resistance in downtrends. This is the resistance right here if you get a retest that you're looking to sell. I think all the markets are in a bubble. I think all stock markets are in a bubble. That doesn't mean the bubble is going to pop. That doesn't mean the bubble is going to pop anytime soon. Could it pop today? Of course. But until we get any type of technical breakdowns, there's no way that you look to short the market. The market's in a bubble. Do not short a bubble. Thank God. If the S&P has a red day, thank God. It's been how long? Like, red days are totally healthy. I'm all about red days, right? There's nothing wrong with having a red day. This is, I think over here is, I got to move this 330, 33, 39 level up, right? So I'm going to do that over here. I'm going to go ahead and just clone this to make it easier on myself. That's our new 33.92. A pullback to there would be phenomenal because that would be a buying opportunity. That would be a buying opportunity. Let me extend that up a little bit. I lost the angle of that. There you go. A pullback over to here is fantastic. We would love that. A red day would be great. Are we having a red day? Well, not yet. Yeah, it's nice seeing those comments when I see a lot of people who lost a lot of money shorting it and then finally were able to get on the right side and make it back. That's all. We want to keep everyone on the right side. Listen, David, gold is up on the day. Gold's up on the day. Oh, so Brandon, that's a great question. That's a fun one. What do I think would happen if, 10 years from now, where do I think Bitcoin's price will be? And I think Bitcoin will be trading at $1 million 10 years from now. I don't need to, it might sound sensational for a lot of people, but don't forget, if you go back 5 years ago, 10,000 Bitcoin was very sensational for people. Right now, 100,000 Bitcoin is probably sensational for a lot of people because I remember when Bitcoin was trading at $9,000 and I told family that it was cheap, they thought I was crazy. So, yeah, I mean, Bitcoin will be trading at $1 million 10 years from now, I think, unless there's a bug in the software, unless, something happens. Unless something happens, the Bitcoin could still go to zero, no question about it. But the odds of that are less and less every day as the most attacked piece of software in the world, the most secure piece of software in the world, continues to gain more hash power behind it, continues to be more and more secure. Hey, glad to have you with us. Definitely looking forward. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate it. Well, I mean, that's why Bitcoin will actually one day, and within 10 years, I think it does overtake the market cap of gold, is because it's really hard for gold is not a very good instrument for settlement. It's very hard to move gold around for settlement issues. It's very easy to move Bitcoin around because it's digital. We live in a digital world today, right? Oof. It's a tough way to make a living. That's a tough way to make a living, going against the trend. But listen, we don't ever, tell people when to buy, when to sell. People that, and if you don't know, take the course. But people here is to provide clarity. It's to provide analysis that you're able then to take a look at what you're doing and what you're trading, and either to agree with it or confirm your own analysis and maybe disagree with it. It's to give you clarity. If you're looking to buy or to sell or be told when to buy or when to sell from anyone, you're never going to make money because you're behind. The other person is not going to be able to tell you when to exit that trade all the time. You're going to wind up for sure losing money. So, by the way, anyone who thinks that the markets are crashing right now, sit down and have a talk with yourself today and make the commitment that you no longer are looking to pick tops or bottoms. And that little small adjustment in your mind is going to pay off big time if you're serious about making money in the markets, if you're serious about making a difference of your life over the next 10, 15 years, if you're serious about accumulating wealth. You got to start there. Ben. That's the slogan right there. Take the course, eat more tacos. All right, everyone. We're going to call it a day. Thank you, Jesse. This is a real learning environment. It's to make a difference in people's lives. We didn't hit 400 likes. I really need to go only because you all know I don't want to, no victim mindset here. It's only a growth mindset in this place, right? But we're going to call it a day. I'm going to definitely update again in the afternoon so we could take a look at the dollar. So we could take a look at the dollar. So we could take a look at what's going on here on gold, because gold is not crashing. 1956, as long as you're above there, you're super bullish right now. Keep that in mind. Thank you. I liked it, and I'm so happy to hear that you did as well. I do appreciate that very much. Is Tesla now coming out of there? Yeah, Tesla was down 5%. The dips are being bought. Stay on the right side of the market, my friends. Stay on the right side of the market. Thank you. I really do. And tomorrow's going to be better. We're getting back into it, right? You can see the difference between yesterday and today. That's why this week is all about preparation. Now, if the trades are there, I'm going to take it. I've actually had a couple of things I've put my eye on. I'm going to be watching them. I'm going to be stalking them. Absolutely, right? So I'm trying to work through that health issue as best I can. It is what it is. Doesn't matter either way. We're going to prosper. We're going to survive. Yeah, we're back to the normal 2 times a day. Thank you everyone for being here. I wish we had the music playing. I don't know why it's not playing. Let me even try to hit play one more time just in case, right? Yeah, absolutely, Sean. Iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron. You guys all make me a better person. You guys all make me a better trader. I really am grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you. Let's try it. Let's see if this works or not. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. I'm glad you're here with us. Thank you, Gemma. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're getting in the flow. Thank you. I appreciate all your support, all your prayers. But if I need help, I'll tell you. Don't worry about me. Thank you, everyone. Oh, that's a great reminder for me. I want to find that chart. I'm going to look for it right now so I can do the afternoon video. Justin. Awesome. Awesome, Tom. So I'm glad you're here with us. So it's normally done. It's an upload. It's an upload. It's not a live stream. It's normally by 5 o'clock, the latest Eastern time. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you all. Right? This is that this morning. That's awesome. Thanks, Ben. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. Yeah, 450 likes. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for help supporting the channel here. Thanks for being a part of this community. So glad to be back. Greetings. I wish I spoke Portuguese. Thanks, Jesse. Thanks, Will. Thank you. What a great mindset. This is how a winner does it. Not what do I buy, what do I sell. Do consider taking a position in Bitcoin for the long term right here as you're learning. And then this is how you do it. Thanks, everybody. Joseph, thank you. That's a good start. We'll get you there. Usam, glad to have you with us. Everyone, have a beautiful, beautiful day. I'll see you all later in the afternoon with the update, and I'll talk to you soon.